People, this is a lesson for Wednesday. The recap has already been posted. Okay, people, so go and view the recap if you haven't already seen it. Praise, hallelujah. Thank you for a wonderful day. Hi from King David. I hope that you've all had a good day. Lord, peace, save life. Yeah. Congratulations to Mandy and the family, man. Your daughter had a second child. Congratulations from King David, man. Blessings to you and your family. Ooh. It was good to see you, Lisa and Lisa, Lizzie and Martinica Darren, and Mr. Delaney. Yeah. And my brother at the ready skip today. You know, my dog was barking at your fluorescent top because I got him well trained. When he sees the fluorescent colors, he barks. I'm like, there's Babylon. Yeah. I'm glad that the funeral for your friend Drew went okay, Mr. Delaney. Yeah. We gotta keep on the grind, being kind. In the UK, the weather's getting better now. Love, peace, stay life, and praise higher. Welcome to Lesson People. Welcome to King David's musical ministry, man. Okay, recap now. So, there's no recap now yet, but we've already posted that. So, first we're going to do the law. But before I do that, I'm going to do a show for blast. A little creator. Yeah, so we moves for us, man. Alright, that little rabbit that you see there, man, my old friend who passed away called Betty. She was an elderly lady, and she was so kind to me and my son, and also Jean as well. They lived in Redditch, and there were such lovely people. They both passed away. Betty knitted this little rabbit, man. Understand? Like, she knitted it, and I kept it, and she's so sweet and so kind, man. And it just makes me think of Betty, man. I always keep it safe, man. You understand? I thought I'd bring it out and show it. She also knitted me hats as well, man. Betty did. Rest in peace, Betty, man, and Jean. We're really good friends. I can't wait to see you guys again. I know I'll see you again. Trust me, man. By the show, first of them create a higher. Okay. The destruction to the wicked, man. The wicked, they're going to the valley of Jehoshaphat, man, as scripture states in the book of Joel. Okay. All right, let's go. This is the higher. And also protection for the remnant, man. This is the widow, the needy, the outcast, the stranger, the homeless, those suffering injustices, man. People of all nations. I'm here for all people, man. No discrimination. Praise higher. May he hear our cry. Start with the Lord, living for people, man. We are prisoners of war. They break the Third Geneva Convention laws. Helicopters over us today. I can imagine my brothers and sisters in the favelas and the slums around the world, man, the Americas and other places, man, the ghettos and that, man. You get the same kind of treatment, man. That's why we have to stand together, man. Like, and say, yo, we're prisoners of war. We have rights, man. Not to sell a beautiful woman taken captive in war. Deuteronomy 21, verse 14. Not to degrade a beautiful woman taken captive in war to the condition of a bondwoman. Deuteronomy 21, verse 14. Not to offer peace to the Amorites and the Moabites before waging war on them, as should be done to other nations. That anyone who is unclean shall not enter the camp of the Levites. Deuteronomy 23, verse 11. Our law is forever, man. Praise higher. Next, we're going to be reading from some notes, and then I'm going to be reading the book of Daniel. Okay, so go from the notes. So the New Testament. This is in relation to the crucifixion of JC, the false Messiah or false Christ, man. Okay, based on Greek mythology to fool you, to make out that the law is not done away with. He wasn't even anointed in the correct way, man. It says not one jot or tittle in the New Testament. It says not one jot or tittle of this law will pass away. It said heaven and earth will pass away before the law passes away. So you was anointed the incorrect way. Okay, JC, Apollo, Greek mythology and gods, man. That's what you're based off, man. The New Testament was created by Rome. Marcoin of Sinope, 85 to 160 AD. Excuse me for my handwriting. Frauds. The New Testament is a copy of events which happened in the Old Testament, focusing on David and the sin he caused to fall upon Israel. Requesting to be punished is where the idea of JC dying on a cross. So 2 Samuel chapter 24, also 1 Chronicles 21. What happens when a king counts his strength? So you can read about David causing sin to fall upon the people. Okay, I'm going to read about it now, explain it to you. You can read it in your own time, and then I'll also read the book of Daniel as well. Some of it. So what happens when a king counts his strength instead of trusting higher? In 2 Samuel, David's pride leads to a battle unlike any other, an invisible war against the angel higher. It was near the end of David's reign. Victories had filled his years. Kingdoms bowed before him, and Israel was stronger than ever. But pride crept into David's heart. One evening he looked over his city and thought, how strong am I? How many warriors march beneath my command? So David summoned Joab, the commander of his army. Go through all the tribes of Israel and number the people for me. This shocked Joab. He bowed his head and said, may higher your power multiply the people 100-fold. But why does my king desire this thing? He knew it was dangerous. Counting Hire's people for pride's sake was not trust, it was boasting. The census began from Dan in the north to Beersheba in the south. Soldiers tallied the strength of Israel. Months passed before the numbers were brought back. Hundreds of thousands of fighting men, enough to crush any foe. But when David heard the total, his heart sank. His pride melted into guilt. I have sinned greatly in what I have done. He asked Hire to take away his sin. The next morning, the prophet Gad came with a dreadful message from Hire. David must choose one of 3 judgments: 7 years of famine, 3 months of running from his enemies, or 3 days of plague across the land 3 days of plague across the land. David fell to his knees and was in great distress. He said, let us fall into the hands of Hire, for his mercy is great, but do not let me fall into the hands of man. And so it came, the invisible battle, a plague swept through Israel, striking down 70,000 men in only 3 days. The angel of Hire advanced towards Jerusalem with sword drawn, ready to destroy the city. David lifted his eyes and saw the terrible vision. The angel standing over the city, swords stretched out. David said, I have sinned. I, the shepherd, have done wickedly. These sheep, what have they done? Let your hand fall upon me and my father's house. That's the idea where the crucifixion came from, man. And also the idea came from Abraham when he was put to the test by Hire to sacrifice his son. Do you understand? Isaac. And that's the same. It's just, and then they brought the fourth, an ultimate Messiah that they created, man. Do you understand? The Christ one, that's false, man. Do you understand? You didn't keep the law, man. It goes on to read, said, I have sinned, I the shepherd I have done wickedly, these sheep, what have they done? Let your hand fall upon me and my father's house. Then the prophet spoke again and said, go build an altar on the threshing floor of Arana, the Jebusite. David climbed the hill where Arana was threshing wheat The man bowed before him and offered the land, oxen, and wood for sacrifice, all for free. But David shook his head. No, I will not offer to hire my power that which cost me nothing. He paid the price, built the altar, and offered burnt offerings. Smoke rose into the heavens, and then it stopped. The angel lowered his sword, and the plague ended. What was once a place of fear became a place of mercy, and that very threshing floor would later become the site of Solomon's temple, the heart of worship for generations. Pride leads to destruction, but true repentance and costly sacrifice bring mercy. What David had almost lost in a moment of pride, higher restored through humble worship. Praise higher, higher, the living creator. Now we're in the book of Daniel now. Alright, so Daniel chapter um chapter 9, verses 24. So the 70 weeks shortened upon thy people, upon the holy city, that transgression may be finished. So this is uh, angel appears and explains to Daniel what's going to happen. So he says, like, you're going to be overthrown. Like, he tells him everything that's going to happen, man. He says that you're going to. So he says that you're going to. He talks about the sin basically in relation to the 70,000 that died, and also is it strange that David died at the age of 70? Do you understand? I know between 70 80, with 80 years we've given strength, like, but I'm saying, like, he reached 70 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? And I would think that's personally in relation to the fact that 70,000 Israelites lost their lives because David took a census, man. And that's where they get Christ from. Do you understand? David died, yeah. Solomon was the next ruler, yeah. Anointed, yeah, anointed one. When Solomon sinned, he sinned greatly. He built the temple, he sinned, and then the splitting of Israel, and then splitting up of Israel, and then Babylon captivity, and they came in and took us over, man. Basically, man. You understand? 70 weeks are the shortened upon thy people and upon the holy city, that transgressions may be finished, and sin may be an end, and iniquity may be abolished, and everlasting justice may be brought, and a vision of prophecy may be fulfilled, and the saint of saints may be anointed. The saint of saints, know thou therefore, take notice that from the going forth of the word to the building up of Jerusalem again, up until Christ, or the Messiah, the Prince, the Prince of Peace, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks, and the streets shall be built again, and the walls in straightness of times. And after the 62 weeks, Christ shall be slain, and the people that deny him shall not be his, and the people with their leader that shall come and destroy the city and the sanctuary, yeah. And that happened, man. Do you understand? The Babylonian captivity came, man. Read in the book of Daniel. Daniel, that was in captivity 70 years, man. Understand? And their leader that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, yeah. And so there are no more sacrifices in that law. You saw before how sacrificing is important, man, in our faith and beliefs, man, and what the Most High wants us to do. And after the end of the war, appointed desolation, and he shall confirm the covenant with many in 1 week, and in a half of weeks, and the victim and the sacrifice shall fail, and there shall be in the temple the abomination of desolation. And they changed times and laws as well, man. They wrote Papa Balls, they came into the Holy Lands, you understand, people? And then you've got number 12 here. So you got 12 verse 1. I'll just read. So you've got like, so you got 11, chapter 11 verses 40, his expedition against Egypt. And at that time prefixed, the king of the south shall fight against him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a tempest, with chariots and with horsemen, and with a great navy, and he shall enter the countries, and shall destroy the pass through, and he shall enter into the glorious land, and many shall fall, and these only shall be saved out of his hand, Edom and Moab, and the principality of the children of Ammon. And he shall lay his hand upon the lands, and the land of Egypt shall not escape Egypt's captivity. He shall have power over the treasures of gold and silver, and the precious things of Egypt, and he shall pass through Libya and Ethiopia, and tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him, and he shall come with great multitude and destroy and slay many, and he shall fix his tabernacle Appendino between the seas upon a glorious and holy mountain, and he shall come even to the top thereof, and none shall help him. It says, but at that time Michael shall rise up, the great prince who stands for the children of your people, the Afro-Asiatics, and the confusion of face, and a time shall come such as never from the time that nations began, even until that time. And at that time shall thy people be saved, every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of those that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some unto everlasting, and others unto reproach, to see it always. But they that are learned shall shine as bright as the firmament, and they that instruct many to justice as stars for all eternity. But thou, O Daniel, shut up these words and seal this book, even to the times of appointed. Many shall pass over, and knowledge shall be manifold. So knowledge will increase, man. That's what I'm trying to show you, what they were hiding. Do you understand? So we've got that's been read. Next, we're going to read a Papa Bull here at the end, bottom here. 1592, February the 28th. Come. Saepe. This is a Latin, and then Accidene. Pope Clement the VIII expelled the Jews from all papal states. Okay, and remember, we are humans. Human rights acts, man. I encourage the ones in the prison houses. Yeah, I encourage you, especially you, man, to contact the ECHR, start to keep the law of the Creator, call upon His name, and put some applications through, man. Bombard them with applications, man. You understand? They shouldn't be profiting off us being prisoners of war. It's just an atrocity, man. It's disgusting how they treat us. And don't forget Chris Cabba, Jordan Neely, Sanjay Massey, and all of my people that get killed and destroyed by the wicked Babylon, man. You understand? Because Babylon are just a private Iran corporation set up in the 1700s, man. Stuck on away prisoners of war. I'm gonna do some I'm gonna do some 2 parts, okay, people. All right, I'll be back, man. This is part 1. Part 2 is coming up.